Why would you make this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This? Season 3, The Asylum Years. The only podcast to reluctantly accept that there may be a legitimate reason for you to ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time. I am joined by my co-host, Brother Skylar. How are you?
I'm so hot. It's so hot and humid. I don't like it.
I know, it's not fun. We're also joined by J Delta Wagwan.
Wagwan. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
No, it's kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but during Season 3, we are taking you through National Wrestling Alliance's total nonstop action weekly pay-per-view shows, now known as TNA The Asylum Years. This episode is number 9, originally broadcasted on August 14th, 2002, live from Nashville, Tennessee at the Fairgrounds Coliseum, now known as the Indiana Farmers Coliseum, allegedly drawing 900 in live attendance.
Wait, to this show?
Yeah, to this show specifically.
I'm not buying that.
Wow.
I mean, maybe they bought that many tickets and then people were like, I got other stuff I got to do.
It looked like there was one of their bigger crowds, but I don't know about 900.
Well, either way, I will no longer be trying to estimate the financial situation of TNA, as I said last week that, or maybe I didn't. Did I say this yet last week?
Yeah.
I did say this. Okay.
Deja vu.
Yeah. On the podcast My World with Jeff Jarrett, hosted by Conrad Thompson, Jeff Jarrett was questioned about some of the numbers that his father, Jerry Jarrett, gave in his published journals. Jeff disagreed with quite a lot of them. So until the official company numbers are made public, it is just a speculative guess that TNA is currently worth $2 million less than what the investors initially thought the company would be worth by this time. However, the financial backers, Health South, are currently, at the 2002 dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars in losses yearly. So $2 million isn't really a major concern for them, if that is the true number.
Oh, business is normal.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if there's one thing we can learn about America is you just have to get successful enough that losing money don't matter, right? I mean, if I lose, I don't know, $100,000, if I'm suddenly in debt $200,000-$300,000, oh my God, my life is in peril.
Yeah.
But this company's losing hundreds of millions. No worries. Keep the lights on, keep operating, keep making a product. I mean, if you just ask my opinion, I would guess this TNA company probably just stopped after maybe 1-2 more pay-per-views, right? There can't be, right?
I mean, that's what I would presume, too.
No, this is America.
Yeah. So, as per usual, episode 8 left us confused about the motives of the characters and the direction of the company. So let's try to explain it to you with our crazy past.
Wait a minute. What happened that got you so crazy?
So first is the unranked division, where we have the original midget killer puppet, the Psycho Dwarf, who wants to start the show with midget wrestling, but has since settled for making midgets bleed because they're stealing his screen time. However, sometimes he's too tired to care about it, although last time we saw him, he cared about it too much and pulled a gun out in front of a live crowd, so he might not be back ever.
Yeah, I would assume we would never see him again now.
Right. Next is Alicia, who keeps demanding money from men.
My favorite.
Sometimes they're not upset about it, but it has been a month.
I-
She's not coming back,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, I'm
I
so
think
interested
that's it.
No,
still.
but she's not coming back. I'm calling this one over. It's done. It's dead with. It's a dead storyline.
The only
It's a
good
forgotten
storyline they had.
storyline. Luckily for you, once again, as per My World with Jeff Jarrett, the podcast hosted by Conrad Thompson, Jeff Jarrett said that the original plan for Alicia was for her to be, yes, a madame type character. Where she ran, a classy,
wasn't a red herring. They weren't trying to lead you.
Pimp, yes, but the plan was for her to use that character to then $1 million man her way into the wrestling scene, where she would collect the debts.
Then she can
And
control
she
the
would
world
just pay
title.
whatever
that
pay
is.
her way into tournaments or out of problems, and whatever control.
But then I guess she left with Shamrock, even though she is Shamrock.
or before that, I don't. Yeah. So that's done. Next, unapologetic homophobe Taylor Vaughn was Miss TNA. However, after an impassioned speech about discrimination, Bruce challenged for and won the crown of Miss TNA. Your new Miss TNA, Bruce.
Yeah, equal rights.
We didn't really talk about that, but yo, she called him a homo a lot and loudly.
Yeah.
In the shower, in the ring.
Unapologetic. Next, moving on from his attempt with Francine, Ed Ferrara's quest to see or perform a sexual act on TV continues after losing a hardcore match with the prize being a night with Fluffed Up.
Who has not appeared in
It's
many pay-per-view.
It may have been a month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has been.
The other
twice
Dups
a
are
day.
there.
Yep.
But not Fluff.
They keep referencing her, but she hasn't shown up.
No. Next, on the third pay-per-view show, Buff Bagwell has gone home to rethink his career, and he has yet to return. Mild spoiler alert, I know he's going to return, so I have to keep this in here.
Well, maybe it's a long way to get to his house.
Oh, he's walking. And last in the unranked division, the Disco Inferno has promised to teach the NWA TNA with his new show, Jive Talking. Although, once again, I'm really not sure what he taught us with the last episode.
Wasn't that the Dup Cup?
Oh, yeah, that was
Tell me what you
Was
learned
that the
from
translation one where he just kept repeating the other guy?
And I didn't learn a thing from it.
Yeah.
Hated it.
The last one gave us the Dup Cup.
That's true, yes. So, which brings us to next is the Hardcore division. After possibly alienating themselves from the company, low-class redneck stereotypes, the Dups, have been given the authority to turn their family heirloom into the championship title for the new Hardcore division that they've also been given the authority to start. Next, in the tag division, who beat Cowboy James Storm and Wildcat Chris Harris to a bloody pulp on the third show?
We still don't know?
No, the answer is the Hot Shots, but we still don't know why.
Oh, yeah, they just did it and said, didn't they have a match or something?
Also, the Hot Shots beat not yet AMW after their match with Cowboy Guns.
They beat them with their guns?
Yeah, with the Cowboy Gun. I don't know why they're doing this, why it happened, but so far the Hot Shots are on top in this feud. Last in the tag division is AJ Styles a glory hog.
Yes.
Or is Jerry Lynn a disrespectful pervert?
Yes.
It's both, yeah.
Or are they just two coworkers having a simple disagreement?
Yeah.
Ooh, it's D, all the above.
Yeah.
Okay. Next in the X Division, Low Key is your new X Division champion, even though he won it by questionable means. And the only other thing going on in the X Division is that the Flying Elvises are the X Division, even if they have to take it by force. But maybe that just applies to Sonny Siaki.
Yes, because he is the Flying Elvises.
So he's the Flying Elvises, and they're the X Division. So what's the X Division? Sonny Siaki? Like, does it just go in a big
It's
circle?
a big circle of
Yeah.
life. Okay. Next in the World Division, with his hatred of NASCAR subdued, K Crush, now known as Ron the Truth Killings, is your new NWA heavyweight champion.
Woo!
It is currently unknown if he will continue to use his belt to hang people who disagree with his preachings of conspiracy, or if he will continue to rap.
Hopefully both. Maybe at the same time.
That'd be amazing.
Hanging some fools here.
Why would he do the... Or is
Well, no,
that just
that
a
was
sound
the other guy.
effect?
He's choking him on beat.
I'm bad at beatboxing, I'm sorry.
But I know who's good. This guy. All right, next, Brian Christopher has dropped his hip-hop gimmick and his name to now be known as Brian Lawler, a name chosen to distinguish himself from his father, Jerry Lawler. Or maybe he hasn't. Or maybe he's insane. It's really hard to tell. Next, Monty Brown wants Ken Shamrock's NWA title, but after 6 weeks, Ken Shamrock is no longer the champion, and Monty Brown is now focused on Ron the Truth Killings and Elix Skipper because he does not believe their cries of racial discrimination.
Oh, right.
That is what this is about. Next, James Mitchell wants to control the NWA World Heavyweight title as per the request of his god, who may or may not be himself, which may actually be literal physical control of the belt rather than the legal title of champion. But despite any of that, blood is more important than control, as James Mitchell now carries the blood of the Aodad contained inside the Ark of the New Church, which he uses to anoint or desecrate people as he sees fit. And while he has already desecrated both Sonny Siaki and Don Harris, the head of TNA security, is the only one who seems to care, not that he's doing much about it.
That means having matches with the guys that are causing trouble.
He's the head of security. Ban them from the building. Next, Scott Hall was put on and chair-shotted off of a stretcher by Brian Lawler, The Truth, and Jeff Jarrett. So Hall promised to take them all out one by one, but then he was chair-shotted off of a stretcher by Jeff Jarrett again. Since then, Hall implied the two should have a stretcher match, which ended with Scott Hall being hit with a chair and then put on a stretcher.
And then we haven't seen him.
And then we haven't seen him since. That was only 2 shows ago. Finally, the one you've all been waiting for. Jeff Jarrett will not be screwed over again, like he already has been by Jackie Fargo, Toby Keith, Scott Hall, NWA President Jim Miller, NWA Vice President Bill Behrens twice, NWA Authority figure Ricky the Dragon Steamboat twice, James Mitchell and the New Church, and the Tennessee Titans. Also, allegedly, maybe, I'm not really behind this, but he might have attempted to kill Jackie Fargo, Jim Miller, Harley Race, Todd Stone, Bill Behrens twice, Scott Hall twice, and the entire NWA TNA security team several times. That was our crazy past. What is this, like a fucking 10-minute segment now? Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right, next is the dark matches. The dark matches, we don't get to hear anything again because James Storm and Chris Harris are in the dark match, and they beat Brian Lee and David Young. One on his way up, one on his way down. All right, so that was it. Let us start the show. I'm pretty sure that long of a clip is going to get us a copyright.
They can't distinguish what I'm doing.
Yes, they
But I got to
can.
put video to it. All right, so we got a cold open, which was not in the pay-per-view version. This was just for the streaming version. They recapped The Truth winning the NWA title. I guess just so we know what's going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it was not in your version. It was only in the streaming version. They added it in. Segment 1. We scan the crowd signs as TNA welcomes us to the show.
Did you see my favorite sign?
Was it the one that made no sense?
The truth is you're my bitch.
Oh, yes, that was the
And
sign,
it was
yes.
Y-O-U-R.
Yes, no apostrophe. It was the wrong one. And those are the same guys, I believe, who had the shirts on that didn't make any sense to me, which was K Crush equals K Sucks, which makes sense, but they decided to spell out equals instead of using the equal sign.
Okay.
And just in my mind, I was like, there's no way you found a shirt shop that was like, whatever you want, you get 3 lines. It's definitely by the letter. My only thought was they were like, no. If we put the equal sign, people are going to think it's math. And they're going to presume the K is like kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy of being crushed is equal to the kinetic energy of being sucked, obviously.
Not trying to do those science nerd stuff.
We don't want people who are watching TNA to think that. So we better spell out equals.
So we better spell out equals.
All right, so JB announces the new heavyweight champion, Ron the Truth Killings. The Truth says this is his house, and his house is is the TNA Asylum.
I didn't know he called it that.
That's him.
Yeah,
he is
he named
this
it.
company.
He owns that place.
He is as much a part of this company as Jeff Jarrett is in my mind now.
Oh my god.
And that he became a legend last week. He arrived in TNA as a justifiably bitter man because of how his race kept him back in the WWE. But now, the Truth was given an opportunity, and he made the best of it.
Yep.
Never give up on your dreams.
Yeah.
He's a face now all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
okay.
No! What happened? But even though, like, the crowd didn't like it. Like, they were like...
They were behind him. They were chanting. They were like, this is the truth or something.
I was bored.
Oh.
All right, well, hang on. That's too far. Out comes Jeff Jarrett. You want to talk about being given a chance? How about giving me a chance for the NWA title tonight? The Truth says this is personal, so let's do it right now. Out comes Bad boy Billy Barons in a very clearly stolen cowboy hat.
He's like Doug Dimmadome. That hat.
It was too big. Yeah, him and his posse show up.
It was somehow too big and too small at the same time. It couldn't fit on his head, but it was way too big and round.
And he's like purposely trying to look like a doofus, right?
I think so.
I think, yeah.
Unless he is that much of a legitimate doofus.
Yeah, I should point out, I don't know what Billy Barons'
Yeah.
like, career gimmick is. This might be him.
Kept like touching his belts like he was Chris Farley in that sketch.
Oh, he kept
Living in
pulling
a
it out.
van, yeah.
All right, well, Bill says that he is the sheriff again because Steamboat isn't here tonight. Bill says the Truth and Jarrett could fight all they want, but it won't be for the title. So Jarrett threatens to fight Bill, but Brian Lawler attacks from behind. He punches Jarrett around ringside and goes to grab a chair from the audience.
Dude.
Oh, this is the greatest.
The fan does not let him have it.
And it is like a very skinny black woman.
Yeah.
Who doesn't look like she can lift too much with those tiny, thin, frail arms, but she does not let go of this chair.
No.
And just for emphasis, Brian Lawler, both hands on the chair
Yes.
yanking.
Yes.
She has one hand firmly gripping.
Won't
I
let
thought
go.
the chair was going to break. Her grip would not.
No.
She literally held Brian Lawler at bay until security arrived to stop him. She's the hero.
I would go. Well, yes, she is the
Yes,
hero. Yeah.
yeah.
But I would go even further to say that when security jumped in, they tried to get her hand off the chair, and Brian gave up before
Yeah.
they got her to let it go.
She's like, no, you make him let it go.
Like, no, I paid for this seat. I will not be given a broken, dented seat to watch the show in. If you guys wanted to do a chair spot, you should have saved one of the chairs.
Yo, that is the most sensible wrestling fan I have ever heard in my entire
honestly,
life.
as much as this kind of ruins the segment, I don't blame her at all.
Dude,
Yeah,
I, think
I don't
this
blame
is
her for a
incredible.
second. So Brian gives up, and they separate them. They push the tube. Jarrett goes to the back. Yeah, I feel like Don kind of takes an extra dump on it because he goes, Brian's not even on the card tonight. Like,
Why is he
why
here?
is he here, yo? So yeah, security breaks the two apart, and Brian says, I know what you did. Nobody does that to me. Although you could barely hear him through him
Yeah.
chewing his own gum.
Yeah, I had to like rewind it to figure out what he said.
Promo length 10 minutes, brawl length 2 minutes, segment length 13 minutes and 10 seconds. Yeah, my only real thought about this is I thought the Troops promo was surprisingly boring. I was kind of bored with it.
I was fine with it.
I was a little bored with it.
I wasn't
Yeah,
hyped, but I liked it.
That's what I mean. I feel like the Troops, he's a hype guy. He shows up no matter what he says, you're hyped. And he came out and he just said a promo and I was like,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad, but I'm not hyped.
I just can't understand why Brian Lawler is here. Like, why is he involved in this at all?
I mean, I guess it's going to be a storyline. We'll get it down the road. It'll all move on. You know
How
it
many
is.
storylines is Jeff Jarrett already in?
I'm almost positive Jeff Jarrett is currently feuding with the entire TNA. Literally everyone on the roster. Not
Yeah.
just like, I hate it. No, he has been in an individual incident with each member of the roster.
It's
Who is the face and who
They're all-
is the heel?
Yeah.
all right.
You
So
need to let
There's
that go
Lawler
right now.
and Jarrett,
Yeah.
and then there's Truth and Jarrett, and there's Jarrett and Bill Barons. They're all heels, right?
they're all right. So I figured this out. Southern wrestling, you see, is like a carnival. In carnivals, there are no good guys or bad guys. There's just clowns doing their monkey dance.
And people try to make money.
And people try to make money.
Jesus.
First off, what carnival are you going to that has clowns? It is all dudes with like water gun machines being like, come on, I swear this isn't a scam.
Step right up. Not a scam. Not a scam.
scam.
Cross my fingers.
Game is called Not a Scam.
Yeah.
$5.
Yo, you wish it's $5 per trigger pull, but you didn't understand that until you already pulled the trigger a dozen times. So you owe me $116.
Wow.
All right, segment 2. We are welcome to the show. Tanay welcomes us to the show and asks, "What's the story behind Lawler's attack?" Well, if
I
you
bet,
don't know,
I bet we'll never know.
So we get the rundown. Ed covers the tag team match between Jeff Jarrett and The Truth versus Styles and Jerry Lynn. Something happened between those two. We're going to see it later. Those two being Styles and Lynn. Don hypes the X Division match between Low Key and the Flying Elvises, Sonny Siaki, Jorge Estrada, and Jimmy Yang. Even when that match happens, I am still confused as to what that match is.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Segment length, 1 minute and 32 seconds. My only thoughts are the only ones that matter, which is Don West was dipped in solid gold, baby.
Yeah, he was.
Woo! Yo, that was a
Same thing
man
I thought of.
made of butter. Good God. I looked into it 2.5 weeks ago. Gold member came out.
It was fresh.
And once again, Ed Ferrara, fresh from Margaritaville. He had his boa feathers, a shirt that looked like it might be a tropical sunset of some sort.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what was on that shirt. He never
never-
got up
yeah.
the whole day.
Yeah,
But he had that little furry thing. I told you that was his gimmick he's going with.
he's going with the feathers. Yeah, the feather boa. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, solid gold, Don West.
Oh, yeah,
It
that was my
beautiful.
favorite.
It was amazing. All right, segment 3. Kid Cash, Shark Boy, and Slim J versus the Spanish announce team, Joel, Jose, and Red. Yo, I said it last week. I personally don't remember the Amazing Red being a part of the Spanish announce team.
I don't think.
But this week he has SATs written on his tights, so I guess for at least the 2 to 3
Yeah.
weeks he was part of this company, he
Oh.
was.
Maybe they were like, I guess we'll just go with it.
Being from
I-
New York,
I
I'm
really
gonna tell
thought
you
it-
no.
I really thought it was the Amazing Red and the SATs.
They announced
Yeah.
the thing was SATs. They didn't say anything about
Okay.
Amazing Red in the
Yeah.
graphic. The Amazing Red had SATs on his tight, so it's like
Sure.
okay, but like we're all from the area that they grew up
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
We don't remember that. All right, so Kid Cash and Jose start super back and forth. Everybody get your shit in. Everybody do a dive. It ends with Kid Cash, the guy who started it all, like
Yeah.
always. We get a triple team on the inside after some stuff. We get a triple team on the inside by the SATs, a combo elevated Boston Crab, chin lock on Slim J, and then Red hits the springboard drop kick
That was
into
the
him.
coolest 3-man spot I've seen
Yeah.
in the longest time.
And then Slim J immediately ruined it by fucking fish flopping for the cell.
Oh, he did a little Devon cell.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. No, not even a Dion like I'm having a Devon
No,
having a
fish.
spasm set.
Fish.
Literally, I'm gonna like
Oh, I
a
missed
fish
that.
just flap, and he does it several times. And dude, he's so bad.
I didn't like that kid.
This
either.
guy is so
No,
terrible.
I thought he had a lot of potential because he seemed very good, but yeah.
He's 17.
Yeah.
He doesn't he's garbage because
No.
he's 17. He's a kid.
As you've said many times before, you're supposed to be garbage when you have your first wrestling match.
Yeah, you're supposed to be shit when it's your
Yeah.
first match. You know, and
All right, so like we were saying, lots of amazing high flying stuff by Slim J. It's just it's the way. All right, Kid
Yeah.
Cash does the standing. Yo, Kid Cash does this standing nothing stretch.
I thought he was gonna murder him with the most nastiest pile driver, and then he just kept standing there.
And then he turns it into. I mean, he still could have turned it into a power driver, but then he turned it into like an almost not a power bomb move.
yeah,
And I couldn't believe that anyone had ever thought Kid Cash was good at wrestling when I saw that. I was like, what the hell? Like, I know you're working with Slim J, but actually, or was it? Was it Red at that point?
I think it was Red.
It was
Oh,
red.
okay.
Yeah,
It was
so
red.
then that's
Slim
less
J.
of an excuse then. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Then Kid Cash, I mean, there's, some stuff in between, but then Kid Cash does a top rope run up T-bone suplex, and I'm like, yo, so what does the match end with now?
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, dude! Slim J grabs his junk, because that's literally the only thing he has.
It's his gimmick.
It's his whole gimmick. He grabs his junk, and then he misses a Phoenix Splash, and then everybody runs in and hits their shit.
Yeah.
You do your shit, you do your shit, you do your shit. This match is a total mess as Red hits a move on Cash, and then the ref counts the pin, and Cash's legs are clean hanging outside the ring.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Clean. Kid Cash hits a Tiger Driver. That's the finish. No, it's broken up. Spanish Fly gets hit on Slim J, followed by the Infrared. That's the 3. SATs win. Match length 10 minutes and 36 seconds. Full segment length 13 minutes and 16 seconds. Your thoughts?
Crowd was hot.
Yeah.
Crowd was fucking into it.
Hey, the audience liked it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
They were into it.
Yeah, but for me, dude, I don't like Kid Cash.
Mm.
I kind of like Slim J, but I don't like.
Nope.
No, come back in a year, dude.
I don't
Like that's where I am with Slim. With Slim J, it's like, dude, come back in 2 years and we'll talk again. With Kid Cash, it's like, nah.
I thought it was an alright match. Thought it was fun.
Dude, I thought this is like all the worst of like early 2000s indie wrestling. This is everything that's bad about sloppy, super quick, nothing means nothing, chain wrestling. All the biggest moves we no sell just so we can roll up and get to the next spot and the big trait. Dude, it's
I don't like the arm drag to arm drag to arm drag. I don't like that.
All the strikes are weak and sloppy. It's all like, let's get it quick and done. Like, nothing means anything.
Yeah, it's a lucha style.
Yeah,
it's a different style.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's lucha style, but, missing all of the character and, showmanship of lucha. So, or a lot of it. I don't know. It's all too quick. Nothing can set in, and nothing means anything.
Yeah. I think Kid Cash had a lot of cool moves. That's what I'll say, as a devil's advocate.
Yeah. All right.
And also, there is a man in this match called Shark Boy.
Oh, right, yeah.
I mean, I heard that. I didn't see it, but I heard it.
He's really into sharks, and he wears sharks all over his tights, and he has a mask.
He was never tagged in.
And his
wow.
mask is in the shape of a shark, and he has a move, and he calls it the explosion.
He hit that.
He hit his move called the exploder.
That's
or the explosion.
The explosion. Yeah. Nothing to do with sharks.
Whatever, man. Whatever. It is what it is.
Sharks explode?
What?
Yo!
Didn't you see Jaws?
Yo, have you never seen the end of Jaws? Spoiler alert, sharks explode.
I saw Batman.
See?
Yo, oh my god.
You're just fighting for our argument now. What are you, like? All right. The only thing left to say is that this is the last time that we see Slim J wrestle.
Oh, thank goodness, yes. I thought we'd get one more match. Thank goodness we don't.
Okay, segment 4. Ed sends it to JB, but we go to the back to Goldilocks. When that happened, I couldn't wait to watch the PPV stream and the live version. I go, okay, what happened here? Nope, that's what happened. Goldilocks is with the Dups, and she immediately says, if you touch me, I'll kill you.
Oh, man, she's had it. She's really losing
done, yeah. Stan says, Goldie, calm down, Goldie. You and me should get together. I was wearing your shirt a few weeks ago. You were wearing my shirt a few weeks ago. What do you say? And she's like, groin tap. And that's it. That's the end of that. He don't talk no more. Bo says, just completely unprovoked, Bo says, I want to be on MTV Cribs. And he presents his outhouse, which is filled with Grandma's last poop from 5 years ago. Segment length 2 minutes and 15 seconds. That's it.
Just hit the button and tell the audience to laugh. Yeah. Laugh now. Laugh now. Yeah, I thought it was dumb.
Part of their gimmick is that all of their promos are mumbly shit.
I think so, yeah.
Yo,
I guess. I mean, it is, so I don't know if it's supposed to be, but it is. And
Goldie is surprised that the outhouse smells? Is that...
I'm not sure what her emotions are supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of those promos where I both know exactly why they presented it to us and have no clue why they presented it to us. Segment 5. Enter Bruce.
Push.
Bruce thanks the audience and says, what's under my dress makes me more of a woman than Mike Tenay's wife and all the hose bags here.
Hose bags popped me. Although he's very bad at delivery.
Yo, this guy does not want to be here.
Does
not want to be doing this gimmick.
I don't know what his personal lifestyle is, but either way, the crowd starts chanting, "You suck dick. You suck dick." Yeah. And you have to bleep that because he's playing a gay character, which means it's a hate crime. The crowd is chanting a hate crime at this man. And this is how he's supposed to make money. Of course he's going to be like, I am here to collect a paycheck.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I should point out, streaming version bleeps it, right, Skylar? You didn't...
Oh, nothing's ever bleeped.
Nothing's ever bleeped for you.
I've never heard a bleep since watching.
So, yeah, you heard that hate crime loud and proud. Mm-hmm. Bruce issues an open challenge to any female fan who, if they can beat him for the crown, he will give a check for $5,000.
Oh. And then also, they get the crown.
Yeah, I guess. He didn't get $5,000 when he won, as far as I'm concerned. I don't...
Why does he, have to give out $5,000? Doesn't that, take away the meaning of the crown?
I know, yeah.
Like, you could have the crown. I don't give it like that.
Oh,
Well,
okay,
I'll also
yeah.
give you some money.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't
So,
want the crown. Just give me the money.
Just give me the
then.
money. Yeah,
Give me the money.
crown. So Bruce does crowd work. You need more than one tooth to fight Bruce. And, oh, you're not even a real woman. And, oh, you're just an old cow. Eventually, they find a woman who signs the waiver and gets in the ring. They spend so much time making sure that they... Like, I know it's a wrestler from the back, but they made so much emphasis.
No.
She's signing a
Yeah.
waiver. That she is not just getting in this ring. There was a waiver being signed.
I like that part.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. So they make her sign the waiver. She gets in the ring, and then commentary tries to find a very polite way to explain that she is a larger than average woman.
Mm.
But it's
Oh,
a
I didn't
mute
get that.
point because she is both taller and wider than Bruce.
Yeah.
So it's like... All right, here we go. In the ring. Spear, body slam, leg drop. Outside the ring, body slam. Inside the ring, body slam. All by the female fan,
Yep.
who was reported to be named Tina Hamilton.
Oh, she's a worker?
She has a name.
Okay.
Oh.
Bruce rolls her up and wins.
Yeah.
Promo length 3 minutes 38 seconds. Match length 1 minute and 53 seconds. Full segment length 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I guess there was a lot more talking than I
that's
thought.
that was a surprising amount. My only thought about this was I was surprised at how well Ed put over the woman
Mm.
in the match, where he would
It's all about
at one point he goes, "Who is this monster?"
Oh my god, wow.
And then at the end of the match, he points out she's not even breathing heavy.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I think it went on too long. I think she should have did her body slam. So her spear, body slam, leg drop, shit can,
Mhm.
and that should have been the end. I
Right.
think she should have went out, got like punched in the gut, thrown in, and lost.
So yeah,
I thought it
whatever.
went on a little too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looked
this-
good. It was like a sloppy leg drop almost, so it didn't look like it was a pro.
Yeah, it looks like Big Cousin Rhonda comes in
exactly,
and
yeah.
like actually gonna beat this guy's ass.
Can't believe that this is technically the best segment of the night.
So far, yeah.
I know.
Oh my god, yo!
Sometimes less is more.
Yo, sexism and hate crimes, and it's the best thing we've seen
Dude.
wrestling wise. It was the most believable act of wrestling we've seen so far. It's yo.
She didn't really
Like everything that happens on this pay-per-view, as a promoter, I'd be like, all right, yeah, man, we could do that spot. Like, we're gonna work it so it works in today's day and age. But like, yeah, okay, I can see, yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I want to talk about is they keep hinting about this storyline, like, oh, what's Lenny gonna do when he
Oh, right.
returns? You know, is he gonna support Bruce or is he gonna be jealous?
There's
Like,
another
what's
guy.
gonna happen?
completely forgot about him.
Yo, I hope so badly that he's like, okay, no, you're Miss TNA, that's fine, but that makes me Mr. TNA, and they're like the first couple of
Oh,
TNA.
no.
Yo, I would love it, and I only mention it because it's the worst thing we can do, which means it's gonna happen. And then the only thing left to say is the most obvious, of course. This is the last time we see Tina Hamilton.
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, the girl in the crowd.
That was a legitimate one. That wasn't a disrespectful one like it is
Yeah.
with Miss TNA. All right, so segment 3. Go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before her pants, man, she had those everything's coming up Millhouse high water pants.
They were like capris,
Yeah,
but a
man.
little too big, I guess, because she
Yeah.
needed, I don't know. All right, so segment 6, Goldilocks is backstage with Jeff Jarrett, and she meekly asks what he did to Brian Lawler. Jarrett says, I didn't do nothing. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the truth. He's got my belt. Now follow me, Goldie. And we go inside of what is apparently the only locker room in the entire building.
Yeah.
Jarrett pulls Bill Behrens out of a bathroom stall that I guess he's pooping in.
I
With
don't
his
know, his
boxers all the way up.
all the way up.
And then he threatens to put him in a wall after pushing him into a wall. Then Jarrett leaves and bumps into Loki on the way out, but he just keeps leaving. He just keeps walking out. So I guess
That's
that's the
weird.
start of a new feud with him. Then we see Bo Dupp, who bumps into Tio, so Bo challenges him to a match. Believe it or not, all that happened in 1 minute and 23 seconds.
wow.
Yo. And the only thing worth mentioning is that this entire segment was just barely drowned out by the timely sounds of So Alive by religious rock group POD.
Oh, it was loud for me.
It was so loud, dude. Yo.
For the very first time.
Yo, where can I get me a pair of Big Bill Barron's booty hole boxers so I can poop without having to pull my boxers down?
Yo, unironically, I really thought you were going to ask me where you could get a copy of So Alive in this day and age.
Was his shirt tucked in?
To his boxers?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't
think
know.
so.
All right. Segment 7. T.O. This is where you jump in.
Is it? T.O.
Segment 7? What's segment 7?
I thought that was Don Harris and Malice.
A new challenger. Yeah. Next is segment 7, which for us is T.O. versus Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Skylar?
No, I have Don Harris versus Malice.
Yeah. Because they straight up removed this match from the whole show.
Oh.
Just went, we're done. It's off. We're not talking about it anymore. Skylar, if you will please, go ahead.
I watched this match. You
Go
did
ahead.
not.
Give us the whole
Wait,
thing.
didn't they have a match last week?
Yeah, that was the botched finish, right? Where
That
he
was-
started bleeding
Yeah.
in the first blood
But then-
match.
Oh.
Delta swears it
So
wasn't
now they're
botched.
having a last man standing match. Can't fuck that up.
Yo. So then it was a botch finish, and they're like, let's just do it again?
Or this was the awful plan.
Just wait for this finish.
Okay.
All right, so first we got Malice comes out, and just like last week, he does not look good. He looks worse. He looks flushed and lost, like someone pushed him out on stage, and he didn't want to go.
Malice has jaundice.
James Mitchell, give me some of the blood of the Audad. Who told you it was Robitussin?
But he's got 2 chairs, and he runs into the ring, and then Don Harris comes out, and oh boy, now I know why they canceled the entire match. So Don Harris comes out, and he's wearing a pair of blue jeans, some boots, some wrist tape, black tank top,
Uh-huh.
and on that blank tank top, he's got a nice clear logo on it of the SS.
Oh.
What is the SS, you ask?
I mean, I'm not asking.
Yeah, I think most people know what this is.
I don't think I can be associated with this anymore.
Yeah.
What am I watching?
Yo.
Well, since Don Harris is an avid lover of the arts of bodyguarding, he's incredible and well-versed in the history of all bodyguarding from around the world. One group he's particularly fond of is the Protect Squadrons, also known as the Schultz-Saskfeld.
Okay.
Nailed
say
it. Yeah.
They were basically a German organization, very exceptional at their job, but they just protected Hitler and constructed concentration camps and, all that stuff.
Oh.
Just protected Hitler.
Yeah. Yo, imagine that just protecting objectively the worst man on the planet. At the
he
time.
was wearing that shirt. Also, he has the same exact symbol tattooed right on his arm, on his bicep.
Yeah, I don't know
So
if I can get a picture.
He
of
really
that,
likes
but-
bodyguarding.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there.
Oh.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, this picture's out there.
All right, so we start the match. Don Harris jumps into the ring and is met with Malice throwing punches and gasping for air already. Until he's immediately dropped the Boss Man Slam. Don hits Malice with a chair. The crowd demands for more, and Harris hits him again, and he does not hold back the second time. Oof. Chair gets wrapped around his head.
Yikes.
A bloody Malice finally stands up after awkwardly rubbing his forehead. He throws cocaine into Don Harris's face, but it has no effect. But Malice gains the advantage anyway.
Yeah.
Don't you know how much cocaine we do in the ASAs?
They go. Well, you want to go ahead?
I was gonna say that's all you talked about. Like he struggled with that bag of powder for like 2.5 minutes. He picked it out of his tights and then dropped it and picked it up again and dropped it and like threw dust into Don Harris's face and like it went like it was nothing.
Nothing happened.
And then he went outside and tried to do it again and he picked up a handful and like dropped it and then picked up a handful again and he threw the whole bottle,
so
the
much.
whole bottle of talcum powder in his face. Poof! Like,
So much.
He went to the back, came out with a dustpan, swept it up, poured it back into his hand.
yo. Go ahead.
So they go outside where more cocaine is thrown, and Harris is hit with a cocaine-covered chair.
Yeah, because he spilled it on the chair. So then he threw to the thing and then hit him in the face, and then there was more. Yo.
More mindless brawling on the outside, culminating to Malice tossing Don Harris nonchalantly off the entrance stage, hitting a woman in the crowd.
Yes. Yes. Arguably her fault because she was not watching the match.
Malice begins to take chain out from under the ring. It's roughly 30 yards of chain, but they only take about 7 feet of it. I don't know why they had so much chain under there. Don Harris gains the upper hand pretty quickly after being thrown off the stage, gets the chain and clotheslines Malice with it. Malice swings for the fences with the chair. I swear he would have killed someone with it if he actually did. But he's met with a big boot by Harris. Harris sets up a table, and as he sets it up, you know when people set up the table, they flip it over and they kick the legs open?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he kicks the one leg and it just completely goes 180 to the other side. It was very embarrassing, but also impressive at the same time because he just kicked it right back into place like nothing happened and he set it up. I was like, I don't know how tables work, apparently. He sets it up, but Malice gains control and decides to powerbomb him right next to the table.
Next to.
Yep.
Next to, yeah. Was this a table match? I don't care.
A vicious short arm goozle, but Harris breaks out of it and DDTs Harris. And the ref finally starts a count, but only gets a 2. This was like the first count I saw. And gets a 2 count. That's all I got because they were rushing through everything and selling nothing.
Up. Like, let's get through this. Skip to the end. Like,
this is it.
The first count is the end.
This is it. No, that was it. He went to 2 and they got up and they did the finish. Malice hits a belly-to-back suplex from the second rope to a sandbagging Don Harris, and he wins. Don Harris wins.
Wait,
what?
Malice does the back suplex.
Yes, and they both try to get up, but Don Harris gets up and wins.
Yo.
Match length, 7 minutes and 8 seconds. Segment length, 9 minutes and 32 seconds. My thoughts, why is this man still employed with the company? And more importantly, how is he allowed out there with that shirt?
Yeah. Did you, I guess you missed the post-segment thing? Or did you talk about post-match stuff? No?
Oh, yeah. He, at the end, he reached out his fist and was like, pound my fist, because it was mutual respect for how much we beat each other.
They both give each other
and they both pounded each other.
And it's like, I respect you.
Big
now.
Man respect.
Yeah. And then I think commentary is like, oh, what's James Mitchell gonna say about that?
Did Malice just join the SS?
I'm convinced no one knew what it was because honestly, you give that face, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a ZZ Top shirt. I had to look it up.
Yo,
I was watching this on World War II film, and these Nazis love ZZ Top.
I didn't know ZZ Top were around that. I knew they were old, but...
Jeez, man. You heard what happened in Germany in like 42? Biggest ZZ Top uprising in history. Something about keep the beard pure or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yo, I watched the match, but even if I didn't watch the match, my only thoughts about this match would be, I don't care about this feud.
It was a bad match.
I don't care about it.
For two big men, it was all rushed. No selling.
But James Mitchell and Slash, neither of them were involved at all.
No one else was involved, just them. Other than that, I think Malice needs to go to a doctor. He does not seem well.
He doesn't seem well, really. Okay, that's not good. Now we're getting into like real personal territory, and I feel uncomfortable. All right. So then, segment 8, Tio versus.
Nope, we get a Dubs promo now.
More Dubs? Yo, that's the biggest mistake you could make.
Goldie is interviewing the Dubs on their upcoming match with Tio.
Oh.
We gotta hype this more?
This is the third Dup segment.
Yep. Stan is terrified, explaining how he is afraid of midgets and doesn't want to wrestle, and Goldie is just laughing at him. Because how could you be afraid of midgets? They are pathetic.
Oh, did she say that?
No, but that's what she implied heavily in her tone. Stan goes on to explain how when he was a child, he had a traumatizing experience when his parents took him to go see the Oompa Loompas. I don't know if he went to go see the movie. He just said Oompa Loompas, so I don't know if they went to go see Oompa Loompas or...
It might be like a disparaging remark.
I don't know, but Stan is convulsing in pain and screaming. That's how much he doesn't like it. Screaming about little legs, little arms, and a watermelon head like it's a Randy Newman song or something.
Wow.
Bo sues him and tells him to go sit next to Eddie Munster and talking to Mr. Microphone because he's going to do all the wrestling. Promo ends as they say some southern mantra about biscuits and gravy, calming him down. Biscuits and gravy. Biscuits and gravy.
Think about biscuits and gravy.
Full segment length, 4 minutes and 56 seconds. My thoughts, I heard the word midget one too many times in this show.
Yeah.
Especially in that segment.
Yeah.
Good job editing this segment out.
I mean, I'll admit, like, when we first started this, and there was a guy called, Puppet the Psycho Dwarf, the original midget guy, I was like, ah ha ha. But now, every goddamn episode, you hear that word 100 times, and it's like, okay, maybe,
Maybe it's time we just stop.
maybe it's time we just let go of that. Yeah.
And now, we have...
Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot. I was still thinking about how horrible a Dup promo could be. Good Lord. Oh, the only thing, because I saw you make a face, was Eddie Munster. That's who they call JB, Jeremy Borash.
Oh, okay.
And then one of the things which made me laugh, which is what made Goldilocks laugh, was when Stan was like, I hate them. I can't stand them. She's like, why? And she pulled her shirt up and she had a Puppet shirt on. So the Puppet was on her shirt and he was just like, ah! Like pointed at this shirt. And I was like, oh, well, so long as she's causing him pain. All right, yes, now we get segment 9 or segment 7, depending on which show you're watching. Tio versus Bo Dup. The outhouse from earlier is up on top of the ramp, so you know it's going to come into play. As already mentioned, Stan has an irrational fear of little people, so he's just twitching and shrieking every few seconds. Don tries to keep score of the match, but he instantly gets it wrong because both him and the camera miss the first time that Tio hits Borash. Like, he should be up by, 2.5 points or something like that.
Yo, Don is going to have, an aneurysm trying to, get out all these rules.
I can't believe that they were like, we're going to keep the rule thing. Like, dude.
It doesn't... Once again, I am proven correct from the last time we saw this, which is I thought that we'd never see the Dups wrestle again, and that this was just Bo versus someone. But then Stan was involved in the match, so it's like, oh, I guess it's the Dups versus... But then we have this match where Stan's like, I don't want anything to do with this. Leave me out of it.
Yeah.
But then Tio goes after Stan, and Stan screams to run away, and that's screaming like a pussy.
It counts.
So that's minus 5
It's a handicap
points.
match. Yeah, the Dups are the champion.
But according to the records I looked up online, no, that's not the case. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
That's how they were narrating it.
Yeah, but also... No, because he said he didn't want anything to do with it. It's weird. So Stan, this is a part I have a problem with this. Like, in the story of the match, they introduced this match last week.
Yeah.
1 week later, we are already at the point where we are introducing loopholes into the rules of the match. Because Stan takes a board, gives it to a fan, and then takes it back from the fan, and they go, well, that counts as taking a weapon.
Yeah, that was baloney.
We are a week into this, and you're already like, how can I exploit the rules of this here matchup that I created? Like,
they haven't even done all the rules they've listed yet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any cotton candy spot yet.
No, not even the mention of a machine in the building.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated that we're already at that point. So Stan does the same dumbass gimmick from last week, but it's a different guy this time because he goes to attack Sarah, the old ticket lady, but she beats him with the broom back to the ring.
Yeah.
Don't say dumbass spot. I like that
No,
spot.
it's a funny spot.
Yeah, I like that spot.
It's literally the highlight of the match.
Yeah.
I'm just upset that it is. Also, the spot is dead. She broke her broom doing it. It's over.
Maybe that old World War I veteran that was sitting in the crowd will give her a new one. There was someone who walked by. He was like, ooh, I like this old woman. They looked about the same age.
I bet you hate the Nazis as much as me. Because nobody else here does.
I asked security to kick that Nazi out. They said, sorry, that's our boss.
Oh, it's
Yo.
too true.
Oh my god. Yo, I should have mentioned it when it happened because I forgot to. But like, how do you feel? Because when this happened and I saw it, I was like, I gotta look this up. I gotta investigate this, see what's going on. How do you feel about the very real argument that I had found that these symbols are not Nazi symbols because they were co-opted by bikers after World War II as a means of being anti-conformist, purposefully antagonistic, or just, you know, in general, an edgelord?
Oh, so he's trying to take back.
I'm definitely gonna bleep that. But yeah, no, like that's kind of what, like, he's like, yeah, I'm taking this back. It's a biker thing now. It's not a Nazi thing. So it's
Okay, fine, it's a biker thing. But then, like, when I see you, I'm going to think you're a biker Nazi.
yo, thank God.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I had to say that online, and people were like, "Oh, wait, what? You can't do that." I went, "No, that's
Fine, you're both.
yeah." I legit had a conversation where I was like, "Okay, but if you use symbols associated with Nazis in order to antagonize people, then you're going to be associated with Nazis." And they were like, "What? No."
Yeah.
That's
it.
Oh my God.
Pick, like, if it's that big a deal, like, pick another biker symbol. I'm sure there are non-Nazi ones.
Yeah.
Yo, wear the Cobra Commander symbol. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
They're just as evil. Like, who? All right, so back to this match, right? This match. Bo goes to put Tio in the outhouse, but the fugitive has come through
I was so shocked.
came through the sewers.
I popped.
Puppet was inside the outhouse, and he hits Bo, and then Tio puts Bo's head in the toilet, and he wins the Dup Cup. Again, I am presuming that Tio wins the Dup Cup, and this
Oh,
did
not
not
Tio and
magically
Buffett?
become a tag match.
No,
for the...
no.
Hey, that's what I thought about the Dups too, but I don't know. We'll see next week. Amazing
They said
things
Tio
happen.
is the champion.
Yeah, your new Dup Cup / hardcore champion, Tio. Match length, believe it or not, 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Full segment length, 5 minutes and 2 seconds.
Hated it. Dump it. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
Don't like this match.
First, the whole, like, let's bring all the rules back is...
Poor Don is like,
I will say, I genuinely, like, laughed real hard out loud, because at one point, Don is out there commenting on the mic, and he's like, okay, right now, it's -4 to 4.5. And I was like, yo, you are telling a bunch of rubes in the crowd it's -4 to 4.5, and I'm pretty sure they don't even know what the winning score is.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, hey, here's some good news. I guess by proxy, both of them, but this is the last time we see Bo wrestle, so I'm going to guess...
good.
Oh, because I've already said this is the last time that we see the
Oh,
Dups
yeah.
wrestle, and I was
Yeah.
wrong, and I was wrong.
I hope
But,
you're right this time.
so maybe I'm right this time.
Here's the other thing. We have the earlier promo,
Mhm.
right? Where Goldie sells the stench coming out of the outhouse. Bo then gets his head dunked in it, and he just comes out clean.
Like, boodly boop. Yeah, no,
Dude,
no,
no,
like, mud
like,
marks on him.
no
or
chocolate pudding,
nothing.
or, like, nothing.
Nothing.
It just seems, and for the company that TNA is, it just seems like,
Right?
oh, that is, like, exactly what you do.
Yeah,
The
it's
the
guy
poo-poo
comes out
right there.
covered in poop.
Yeah.
Ha ha
Oh, well.
ha. See,
Better luck next time.
yeah. But before I knew about the cut segment, I was like, oh, so the prior promo was pre-taped because Bo bumps into Tio in the back, and then when Tio comes back, what I thought was immediately, comes out, totally different outfit. Different hat,
Yeah.
shirt, pants, shoes, everything's different. And I was like, okay, so one of those is pre-taped.
Also, because you said it in our crazy history,
Yeah.
Puppet's now helping midgets win matches.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't hate. Apparently he's
I thought
seen the light and realized that we could share the spotlight. I don't know. Yo. It's ridiculous in my mind. It really is. All right. Post segment, actually. Tenay hypes the rest of the show, which is stuff that wasn't really hyped yet, I guess, or kind of was, which is Monty Brown versus Elix Skipper in a Detroit street fight match.
Okay, so this
Brand
is a
new to
blow-off,
me.
right?
Yeah. A 4-man singles elimination, Low-Key versus the Flying Elvises. Don't know what that means. I thought I did, but I didn't.
Yep.
And then also some sort of video involving Jerry Lynn and AJ Styles. Disrespectful pervert?
D.
Segment 10 or 8, depending on what you're watching. They recap the feud between Monty Brown and Elix Skipper over the last 3 weeks. In the ring, Elix Skipper cuts a promo saying, "This is my house. Monty Brown doesn't belong here."
Oh my God! How did you get Elix Skipper here to do this podcast?
I've practiced that for a week straight.
That's such a good Elix Skipper.
Elix Skipper versus Monty Brown in a Detroit street fight. Here we go.
All right, this is the 3rd hardcore match. Not for you guys, but for me. This is the 3rd hardcore match in a row.
No, and it was
Yeah.
still too many. Even though it was only 2 for us, it was still too many.
I just like that in his promo. He's like, "This is my house. You don't belong here. Nobody invited you. Now get out here so I can throw you out." And I was like, "What?"
That reminded me of that Kenny Omega promo. I think it was Kenny Omega, where he grabbed the mic and he was like, "This is stupid. You're all dumb for doing this. I don't like this. Get this mic out of my face." Like, you grabbed the mic.
You're holding it. All right, so Elix Skipper tries to attack Monty Brown as he makes his entrance, but Brown enters from the other tunnel and surprises Skipper.
Oh.
When that happened, I was like, heel turn. He came out through the heel
entrance, yeah. Trash cans, chains, and trash can lids. It's not a hardcore match. It's a street fight because pinfalls need to happen inside the ring. You know, like in the streets. Skipper does his famous Matrix move and ducks Monty Brown's crossbody and then does a corkscrew plancha onto Monty Brown on the outside with a trash can on his chest. It's a pretty good move.
I don't like that it's called the Matrix.
Yeah.
That's what it's from, though.
He does the Matrix.
That's what it's called, though, yeah.
He does the whole program?
Yeah, he's the one, and he fights him with the fast...
He's doing the Matrix.
Monty Brown hits an awful-looking move with an awful-looking name. An Oklahoma Slam position swinging into a choke slam, the Alpha-lution.
He tried harder than Shark Boy. The explosion.
I know.
Alpha-lution is way better.
It's still, it's not
no, I'm
good,
not.
It's
Sharks explode.
Damn it.
Sharks explode.
Damn it.
We have two pieces of evidence for exploding sharks. How many pieces of evidence do you have for Alpha-lution?
It's a pun on Alpha Male.
No. He already has one, though. Alpha Bomb.
And the Alpha Slam.
And
Yo.
No, the Alpha-lution.
No. Look, Alpha Bomb on a trash can gets a 3. It's the end of the match. Recap 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Promo length 25 seconds. Match length 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Full segment length 9 minutes 12 seconds. My only thoughts, it's just really, it needs to be said, which is why a street fight? Why not a regular fight?
Yo.
It didn't escalate that much yet, I don't feel like.
Well, because they pushed it like, we're from the streets, you don't know what we went through.
And then he attacked him in the streets that one week.
Buzzword.
It was a park bench. Not
Yeah,
really the
the
streets.
park bench.
A street
And using a
adjacent.
real street fight kind of weapon, like a paint can.
All right, so then next week they're going to have a street adjacent fight where you can only use street adjacent items.
Like a paint can.
Yeah.
He told him, not in my house. And then he went to the asylum and said, this is my house. Get out of here.
Show. All right. Any other thoughts? Move on.
I felt like the match was longer than the whole promo that was like, this is everything they've been through. And then I also felt like it was a squash match. I didn't feel like Elix Skipper did anything.
Yeah, Skipper kind of got the crap together.
Yeah. This came on and I was like, oh, I guess I missed the entire feud.
Yeah.
Like, we're at the blow-off match, so...
Yeah.
I want Monty Brown in the main event sooner rather than later.
I think it's going to happen. All right. Segment 11 or 9. Goldilocks is with the Flying Elvises, and they are wearing armbands in honor of Elvis. What was it, his birthday? Something like that?
It's like his 25th death anniversary.
Wicked?
Wicked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wicked.
Yeah. I don't even know what movie that's from.
Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
What would King do?
That's what it is.
And they use the same thing.
That's That's awful. Yo, I think Jimmy Yang was in WCW like when that. So he legit stole like yo.
He might have been like one of the stunt guys with
I
Gregory Helms.
guarantee he was. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
I
he
know Gregory
definitely
Helms
knew what
was.
he was doing.
All right. So Sonny Siaki cuts them off, saying Elvis died on a toilet reading a Burger King flyer. Siaki continues to disrespect Elvis and Elvis's family and finishes by saying, "You should worship Sonny Siaki." Sonny Siaki has left the interview. Full segment length, 2 minutes and 49 seconds.
All right, so Sonny's definitely a heel.
I guess.
I think I figured it out this week. I
Ain't
think
no
he's a
bad
heel.
guys at the carnival.
You can't be in the South and make fun of Elvis. He's a heel.
I guess so, yeah. My only thoughts were that you could not hear this promo over the constant clanging in the background of whatever it was, like glasses from catering or like aluminum poles to set up a tent or something. I don't know what it was, but oh boy, they had to set that tent up right then and
They're
there.
going to start the strike early. They want to get home.
I don't know what it was. All right, segment 12 or 10. Low-Key versus the Flying Elvises for the X Division title.
Now, when you say Low-Key versus the Flying Elvises,
I don't know. That's how they present it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was elimination fatal 4-way.
But it also
But they didn't say
wasn't
anything.
because there's a tag element to it. So it's a
Oh,
singles.
yeah. So what is
tag?
that?
I don't know.
Fatal 4-way
A
turmoil.
single tag, but that they were on a team, but they weren't on a team.
They came out together.
That happened, yes. But I refuse to believe that was for any other reason than time restraints.
Yeah.
I laugh right away because Tenay immediately points out that the way Low-Key won the title shouldn't detract from his accomplishments, and I'm like, well, then why mention it? If it's so important that you mention it, then obviously, like, Low-Key is an excellent champion, and what he did to those kids shouldn't matter. Well, then why talk about? Wait a minute,
Nobody mentioned any kids.
why bring it up?
Just letting you know it shouldn't matter.
But now I want to know why. So the match starts back and forth between Siaki and Low-Key, but after a powerbomb on Low-Key, Jorge Estrada tags himself in. So I guess they're not a team. However, after some showboating by Estrada, Low-Key starts kicking. Kick. Yo, once again, we get this thing. I can't understand it. Estrada does his move, the Road to Graceland, which is a springboard moonsault, but he misses it. In fact, he misses most of his moves more than he hits them, like a lot of X Division wrestlers. They have these moves with names, but they never hit them.
The steamroller and moonsault?
So why? Yeah.
He hit it. Well,
He hits the steamroller. Loki gets the knees.
he
up.
got the knees up, yeah, so he didn't
But
hit the
there's
move.
like,
He
that's
didn't
what I
miss
mean.
it.
There are so many moves that these X Division wrestlers have that are visually, consistently ineffective.
Oh, yeah, it's like their signature move that they named it, but it never works.
It never works. Like, this is the signature time I get kicked in the face. 'Cause I'm terrible at executing this move.
Ric Flair did it.
Yeah, but the audience liked
He
it.
went to the top.
It was hilarious. So Don, starts paying attention because he says, you know what I noticed?
Uh-oh.
Low-Key kicks a lot in his matches.
Nothing gets past that guy.
Dude.
Like, and it's clear to me that he only said that to set up a line for today, but how could you not laugh? Too hard to hear whatever he's saying.
That was not like a lob.
No.
Hit. That was like he tied up the ball and like left it on a string in front of him. It was just like he
Painted
put a light on it. Yeah,
painted
hit
red.
this.
Oh, yeah. So Low-Key hits the Dragon Sleeper on Jorge, but Siaki breaks it up, and then Low-Key puts it on Siaki, and then it gets broken up again. What way of the dragon? Bite of the dragon. Nobody ever taps out. Nobody's ever in the move for more than 8 seconds. Like,
Someone's tapped out to the dragon before, I think.
maybe
think
that's the future.
No, I think he's
Oh,
done
was
it
that
in pay-per-view.
Jorge goes for a pin, but Siaki breaks it up before even one happens, and it's like, there's clearly no teams here. Because the
Yeah.
smart move would be to just get rid of one of them.
Get rid of Loki.
But
and,
I don't know why that, there's a glory issue here. I don't get it.
and also, of the Flying Elvises who start to, okay, we'll work against it. It's Yang and Estrada, the two guys on the same page.
Right. Yeah, that doesn't... Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's friendly competition. They don't want to do the blow off yet, where they're actually fighting Sonny. They're holding that off.
Yeah, the two guys who like you're like, oh, maybe we'll see a new champion, or maybe the heel will lose. No, they're on the outside, chilling, waiting for something else. So after a plancha, Yang locks in a really, really deep Boston Crab.
A straight, legit, I'm gonna hurt you Boston Crab.
Yeah.
Like in N64 when they have the Boston Crab, and right when they tap, they do that one last little pull. He did that like all the way the whole time.
Best case scenario, I tripped really badly. Like,
Yeah.
it was an accident in the worst way. Like, it was. So Estrada taps, I guess, because it's only on for a second, though. Like, you don't even have time to see him tap. Like, it is, he wrenches it, and it's over, and he's out, and he's gone.
Skylar said, it's like the game. You just wrench it hard enough, you hear the crunch, and that's it.
Yeah, time freezes, and we just transport to another reality.
And that's when I learned that it was elimination.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, because I didn't know. Even though they technically did say it once before, I still didn't get it. I didn't get the elimination style.
I want to read it. Put it in front of my face.
Give
me a graphic. Get a graphics department.
So, who was it? Estrada. He's out. Gone. Yang hits a missile drop kick and follows it up with a top rope move, but this is on low key. But Siaki pulls Yang's leg and makes him fall. So there was no teamwork here.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, we knew that was going to happen, at least from him.
Low key hits the key crusher. Yang's gone. Siaki is in the ring, and the crowd is fully in tuned to what's going on because they start chanting, Rocky sucks. I could
They
be
understand
wrong.
what's happening.
I could be wrong. Maybe they're chanting Siaki sucks. Siaki sucks. But I think it's Rocky sucks. Because that's clearly what's going on. Siaki gets hit by something.
Ghost.
Commentary claims it's Yang, but Siaki's body is fully off of camera when he gets hit, and they never cut to Yang.
Okay.
So you never know if it was him.
I didn't see it.
If Yang did it as a quick, like, boop, and run away. If he was standing there going, that's what you get, bitch. Like, we know nothing. Low-key rolls Siaki up for the 3. Match length, 9 minutes, 24 seconds. Full segment, 11 and 24. The only thing I want to point out, which maybe not so much this match, but every X Division match really starting to seem like the same match over and over again. Starts off, guys come in, they get their shit in, they do some flips, they do a dive. Then the real match starts.
Yeah.
And then we do some stuff that's kind of good, but not... It's a little sloppy. It could be better. We need a little bit of work on some of our stuff. But we're going to keep doing because we got a good spot later on. And then we tag in another guy because every X Division match has 10 people in it.
Yeah, it's kind of like what I hate in certain conversations, the unnecessary small talk where they're just like, oh, how you doing? How you've been? What's this? What's that? And it's just like, yeah, we have to do the tie-up. We have to do the universal. We have to do these things. And then we can get to the stuff.
That's a good way to describe it. It is wrestling small talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't really need it.
It is pointless and we don't really need it, but it is like a weird formality to society. So it's...
But I don't enjoy it. As much as I can just sit there and be like, wow, that's impressive. I like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it for the match though.
Yeah, and I also hate that there's not to say that they're disrespecting them, but there is this just shove them all in there. X Division, just put them all in one, just cram them in one segment. Go. You know, and it's not even just the X Division. It's the same thing. We're like, who gets over with the crowd? Well, the Truth and Jarrett and AJ Styles. One match. Just put them all in one match. And cram them in there. We'll get one good pop.
And that's the problem. They all want to get themselves over, so no one's focused on getting someone over. Yeah. They're all just trying to focus on themselves.
Yeah.
Unless Jerry Lynn is involved, because he's always trying to get people over.
They have so many promos, so many segments. Jeff Jarrett shows up a dozen times a night. They couldn't do a promo to explain why 3 guys on the same team are wrestling each other.
No, it's not. We have to have a third Dupps promo. Sorry.
Yeah. Although this next promo, I love.
I was hoping that you guys would love this promo because I fucking loved it.
Segment 13 or 11. Goldilocks tries to interview Jerry Lynn in a parking lot, but Jerry has some errands he needs to run, so Goldie's got to come along with him.
The setup was horrible. The setup was really bad.
Really
just come along. Okay. It's like, no, this is really bad and fake.
Jerry says last week was every man for himself, and this week they're a team. So him and AJ are going to be professional and be a team.
It was like a very documentary
It
style.
was,
Like, he was
yeah.
very calm and
we do
was
get,
really-
it was very subtle, it was very quick, but we do get another angrily dissatisfied Goldilocks here,
what happened?
because Jerry Lynn pulls out of the parking lot too quick, and she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh boy!"
Oh yeah. She's having a rough life.
Yeah.
She has to make her own clothes, as you see.
Yeah. So Jerry stops the car and exits. He says, "Excuse me, I've got some business to take care of." And we see AJ Styles screaming, "Yeah, I got your tip between my legs." And he says that at a closed convenience store door, presuming he's just been kicked out.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn attacks AJ from behind and knocks him into a tub. And Jerry Lynn says, "It is about respect, and you will respect me." And then he drops a wooden sign on top of AJ's head as we fade out. Segment length, 1 minute and 15 seconds. My only thoughts are, how does this show get weirder each week?
So they're switching it now. Now AJ's the little pervert.
That's my only other thought, is who's the disrespectful pervert now?
And I'm pretty sure the line was, "It is about respect, and you're gonna do it."
Oh. You're gonna respect me.
Whatever that. Yeah, I didn't like that delivery, but
Where we come from, we call this respect.
and you're gonna.
And you're
do
gonna
it.
do it.
He is a disrespectful pervert.
He's also pretty dumb because Goldie came up to him with a camera. It's like, "What are you up to?" "Oh, I'm just gonna go beat up a dude. You want to come with me with that camera?"
Just evidence.
Yeah.
I guess he just feels he's so justified that there was nothing wrong with that. What do you want? Evidence of me doing the thing I should? Go for it.
Act like I got something to hide. I'm not hiding anything.
No. Just whipping out of parking lots. It's no big deal. All right, segment 14 or 12. It's jive talking time. Disco says he gave Paulina the night off, which is a good time to either mention it or re-mention it, which is that last week was the last time that we see Paulina. Tonight, Disco's guest is Dean Baldwin. There is no Dean Baldwin.
I had to Google that
No, I did too, because I
because
wasn't
he
sure.
looks just like
He
him.
was a pretty good rendition of him.
Which I know who that guy was. If no one looked it up.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you guys really didn't look it up?
I didn't care enough.
I'm so happy that you didn't look it up.
I didn't care enough.
That person, he's on the roster.
Currently?
He was on the show that you watched.
Oh my god.
That was Shark Boy. What? Yes, that was Shark Boy.
Awesome. Awesome. Now I know. Secret's out.
Yep. I'm pretty sure he's got that button down that's opened up a little bit.
Yeah.
And you can see he's got like a tank top under there. I think that's his attire.
Great. All right, so Dean, not Shark Boy, tries to promote his new movie, Urban Heartthrob, with Frank Stallone and Carrot Top, as they reference Hollywood scandals / news. Like, that's what this segment is.
Yeah.
It's just like the gossip tabloid era section. Not era. The crowd begins to chant, "Boring."
Yeah.
I know, you're making me like relive this fucking
As
promo
Disco
right now.
tries to talk about three-ways. Yo, it gets worse for me. I don't know about you, because then Brian Lawler comes out and the censor falls asleep again because they bleep one shit and one bitch and then none of the other bitches after that. Like,
That's funny.
Brian Lawler only cares about what Jeff Jarrett did to him, not about anything that's happening right here. Dean Baldwin says he doesn't have time for autographs, so Lawler punches him in the face and destroys the Jive Talkin' set. Disco calls for security, who drags Lawler to the back, like, legitimately. Like they grab him by the neck and face.
Yeah.
He's finally doing his job.
Yeah. Disco says, join us next week for one of the most recognizable TV personalities of all time. Backstage, Don Harris and TNA security push Brian Lawler out of a door into the parking lot. Segment length, 6 minutes and 1 second. Do you have any thoughts?
I really hope this is the last time we ever see Disco Inferno.
I don't have that written down here, but also I usually only write down matches. So,
So annoying. He like immediately the second someone ends their sentence for the joke, he like has to jump down and explain the joke and like reiterate it.
Yeah.
Every single time. It's so annoying. Ugh. I hate him. Like, ugh. It's him and Mark Johnson. I don't know who I hate more.
He's here as a favor, right? Like, Disco Inferno's just friends with somebody.
I mean, I don't have proof of that, but I think he's
Yes.
friends with Vince Russo. So, he's part of that group.
And why would you build up a heel for a heel to come out to beat him up?
Ain't no heels at the Carnival.
What is that graphic going to look like? I got to put that up every time.
Have fun figuring that out.
Just gonna ask you to make it.
There's a carnival involved.
I'll have so much fun telling you that I need something photoshopped.
It's just a whole bunch of John Cena clowns. Ain't no heel John Cenas. Ain't no heels at the carnival.
How come there's nothing going on at that carnival? I don't see anything.
I mean, the carnival's here, but you got no performers.
Nothing. All right, segment 15 or 13. Goldie is backstage with the Dups once again.
Is this 4?
Yeah.
This is the 4th segment with the
No.
Dups.
Stan is screaming that he's never coming back to the
All right.
NWA. I want to make that clear. Not the TNA. He's never coming back to the NWA until all the midgets are gone. Bo begs Stan to stay and for Goldie to help, but neither happen. Segment length, 40 seconds. The only news I have is that this is the last time that we see the Dups. We don't they're done. We don't see them
Now-
ever again. None of that. They might show up again and no. I am positive we never see them again. This is it. They're done.
Trevor Murdoch will be back in the NWA, though.
Yeah, he lied, but I then again, I don't know when. Like, maybe Billy Corgan has a new rule about no one under a certain height, and that's why he was like, yep, I'm back.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And what was that ending, too? When he was like, aren't you going to do something? Well, he's your brother. Well, thanks for caring. I was like,
Honestly,
what the hell was that?
like, it really seemed like he was like, remember that line from that Will Ferrell movie or something like that?
I didn't
It was one of those.
clean over my head.
All right. Believe it or not, it is time for the main event,
Oh, thank God.
which means that it is time for the best hour,
Our favorite?
our favorite hour, the Troy McClure hour. Oh, hello there. I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such buddy comedy films as Dream Cops, Freddy Krueger Meets the Care Bears, The Mime and the Blind Guy, or I Can't Work with Him, He's My Murderer. Today, we're here to talk about reluctant teamwork. All right, you know that drill, baby. Jeff Jarrett is in the main event, so it is time for the rookie year of Jeff Jarrett. As we have said in the past, he began wrestling in April of 1986 with a referee who wrestled to a draw because of he's a terrible loser. You know Tony Falk. I don't need to bring it up anymore. You know who Tony Falk is. In his first 2 months wrestling, along with single matches, Jarrett has had several tag matches with recurring partners Billy Travis, Joe LeDuc, and or Paul Diamond, with his only consistent opponent being Pat Rose. June 2nd, Billy Travis, Dutch Mantel, and Jeff Jarrett defeat Danny Fargo, Pat Rose, and Rip Rogers in a nightmare match. I don't know what that is. I could find no information on it.
Maybe it's just like a title.
It's probably
Like
like
a grudge match.
well, we're gonna give you Fargo, Rose, and Rogers your worst nightmare in a nightmare match.
Oh, let's go see the nightmare match.
Whatever. I hope I never wake up.
What?
One man's nightmare, another man's dream. So June 7th, Joe LeDuc, Paul Diamond, Dutch Mantel, and Jeff Jarrett beat Baron Von Brawner, Pat Rose, Fabulous Danny Fargo, got a name upgrade, and The Hunter, where afterwards, Jeff Jarrett was among the people who saved partner Paul Diamond from partner Joe LeDuc after LeDuc attacked Diamond and tried to give him a haircut.
You don't
Look
cut
at his-
another man's hair.
Just to be clear,
Shave those sideburns.
Paul Diamond is just a guy, and Joe LeDuc is a lumberjack. And then also on the same 7th show, they advertised other dates, but legit, I could not figure out when that date was. Only that Jeff Jarrett would eventually have a match against a man named the Hunter Eagle. And that is the rookie year of Jeff Jarrett as thus far. Next, Ron the Truth Killings, who joined wrestling in 1997 as a manager, but began wrestling in 1999 for the NWA Wild Side, where he won their TV title in the first year. In the year 2000.
In the year.
That's a copyright. Truth began wrestling for MCW Memphis Championship Wrestling, where he wrestled people like the Blue Meanie, Jim Neidhart, and Jerry Lawler. Truth was also given the MCW Southern Heavyweight Championship. In April of 2000, the Truth began working dark matches on WWF Jacked and Sunday Night Heat, almost exclusively against Joey Abs. And surprisingly enough, 2 tag matches, both involving the Dups.
On Sunday Night Heat?
On Sunday Night Heat or Jacked, yeah.
Wow.
Whoa.
As small of a world as it is, yeah.
And they were gimmicked as the Dups.
Yeah.
Ugh. I really thought that was a bad gimmick they were given for TNA.
No, believe it or not, as I have explained, I'm pretty sure to you on this podcast before, that was their gimmick that they, it is Bo's gimmick that he created in ECW.
Oh, right, yes.
I
With
do
2
remember
other
this now.
guys who bounced. Next, AJ Styles began wrestling in 1998 in Georgia for NCW, which was ultimately bought by the NWA and turned into NWA Wildside. AJ had 4 matches for WCW TV before their collapse, which included the last ever Thunder and the 4th last ever Nitro. AJ has been IPW and NWA Wildside Heavyweight Champions, as well as WWA International Cruiserweight Champion and NWA Wildside TV Champion, all before joining the TNA. And lastly, Jerry Lynn, who began wrestling in 1988. However, in 1992, he began wrestling in Japan for UWF under the name Dynamic Lynn. In events like UWF Gran Estrella 92, Universal Strongest Trio Decision League, and UWF Estrella de Venero 92, which is Star of Summer, Summer of Stars, you translate it, as well as UWF Fantastico Estrella 92. In his 4th year of wrestling, Jerry Lynn worked with people who were or would become famous, like Bulldog KT and Cooley SZ.
Who?
Gato and Jado. Or Ghetto and Jado. How do you say their names?
Oh, Gato and Jado, yeah.
Gato and Jado, yes. Those were their back in the day names. Los Cowboys, known as El Tejano or Silver King, and Silver King.
Oh, I know them.
Dos Caras, El Hijo de Santo, Gran Hamada, Sakikaki.
Whoa.
Nope. Sakigake?
Yeah. Sakigaki.
Sakigake.
I said the same thing you did.
Yeah, Sakigaki. Sakigake Gantetsu, who was Dick Togo. Black Magic, who was Norman Smiley.
Should have kept that name.
Masa Michinoku, who was the Great Suzuki.
Mm-hmm.
Pat Tanaka. Viano 4, who was also Ray Mendoza Jr. And his only consistent tag partner is the Lightning King, the Lightning Kid, a.k.a. X-Pac.
X-Pac.
All right, let's go ahead and bring it into segment 16 or 14. Jeff Jarrett and Ron the Truth Killings versus AJ Styles and Jerry Lynn for the NWA Tag Team titles. Lynn enters to Born and Raised in the USA with lyrics again. He's got him back.
It's back.
Jarrett and Truth attack Lynn, but after a minute, AJ eventually comes out for the save.
Which was weird, because he's the heel, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Ain't no heels at the Carnival, boy. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. I just figured them out.
So Lynn goes for a clothesline towards AJ, but AJ ducks, and it perfectly hits Jeff Jarrett. So was he going for AJ?
What? That I can't tell.
Then AJ accidentally does the most devastating thing in the match, where AJ does a drop toe hold to Jarrett, but Jarrett's face is going to land way too close to the bottom rope. So he tucks his chin in order to miss it, and that makes Jarrett land brain first on the mat.
That's how you're supposed to do a drop toe hold.
Yes.
It's very effective
They
that way.
immediately both roll out. So Lynn gives the Truth a top rope bulldog, and Jarrett breaks up the pin.
A very proper one where he puts his arm around his waist
Yep.
and is like, this is what you're supposed to do.
Styles goes for his discus lariat on Lynn, but Lynn ducks and he hits Jarrett. But commentary gets confused about what it is they're looking at with their eyeballs, and they claim Jerry Lynn was the one who hit the clothesline, and they start harping on him. They're like, oh, that's twice now he's hit him. Oh, is he on this team? It's like, guys, pay attention, please.
No one.
Stop reading the script and look at the show. Just look at it. So after 5 minutes, the match finally returns to tag format. Yo, the Truth gets tagged in, and he hits a picture-perfect old lady surprise. And he doubles down on the old lady because then he screams, I'm the hottest thing since grits.
It was so good.
Yo,
incredible.
It was beautiful.
I want to say, I've seen so many, like, just sit-out wheelbarrow facebusters in TNA.
Yo.
You don't see those in wrestling. And then when Truth hits this one, where he, like, scoops
It is
him up
picture perfect. He gives, like, the old lady, like, I gotta do the basketball struggle, and then what? Bam! Yo! I love it. I love that move.
I can't understand why I don't see it all over the place.
It's too good. It's too good of a move. You can't have God walking all around.
Oh, God.
All right, so Jerry Lynn locks in a figure 4 on Jeff Jarrett, but before Jerry Lynn can even lay down to lock it in, Jarrett reverses it.
I thought this was great. This is like the first time I'm like, oh, okay, someone like, and it, it makes sense. It's Jarrett, and that's his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I was like, I want to see a match between Jerry Lynn and Jeff Jarrett because they're going to come up with a pretty smart match. Yeah. I would love to see that.
I bet you never will.
Nope.
So the Truth puts Lynn on the top rope and hot dog to the crowd, but then Lynn hits that Fuego special, the Tornado DDT, and that's a double down. We got a hot tag for Jarrett and AJ can't be stopped. His house is too fired. We get a series of 2 counts as all 4 men are in the ring doing their thing. Jarrett jumps over AJ, and AJ spears the ref.
Kind of,
sort of. And then a reverse DDT. And Lynn covers Jarrett, but the ref is still down. So then Lynn goes in pile drivers. And then he covers the Truth, while the ref is still down.
Mm-hmm.
And Ed is like, this is all AJ's fault. They would have won the match if it wasn't for AJ kind of sort of spearing the ref. And I'm just like, yo, you are trying so hard to like squeeze animosity into this feud, and it's like, yo, no. Mm. Both Jarrett and AJ hit their finishers and go for the pin on their opponents, and a second ref enters as the first ref wakes up, so both pins are counted, and both refs say that their pin counts as the crowd chants bullshit.
Because that makes no sense.
Yeah.
And they even said it too. I think Tanae said the 2 guys who pinned, they were the legal men.
Yeah.
So they both pinned illegal men.
Yeah.
So neither pin counts.
Doesn't make,
Not which one counts. Neither of them do.
Yeah, neither of them do, yeah. Post-match, Bullet Bob Armstrong enters and says, after what just happened, the belts are going to be upheld until further notice.
What kind of incompetency? Who is running? Bill Behrens? This guy? Steamboat? Who's running things?
Yeah. Well, it was Steamboat, but then he couldn't be here for some reason. Like, he was too embarrassed by last week or something like that.
And then Doug Dimmadome showed up.
And then Bill Behrens he got pooped. He pooped himself.
Oh, yeah, he got kicked in the pooper. Okay.
he got pulled out of the pooper and then put into the pooper. All on his pooper. So then now this is the only guy left who's a part of the TNA Authority.
God, don't take him out. And Don Harris is in charge.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, belts are held up until further notice. Don't worry about that, though, because the Truth, next week, you're fighting Monty Brown for the NWA title.
Woohoo! Yeah! Even though the crowd no-sold it.
No, they didn't care, because they're too pissed about the bullshit ending. Also, AJ versus Jerry Lynn next week. Winner gets the X title. Lynn says I want to kick his ass everywhere, make it a false count anywhere. And AJ says, well, why not just make it no DQ? Well, it doesn't matter then. And Bob says, all right, fine. Then the third fall is going to be an Iron Man match.
He says, I'll give you both, which confused me because he said, I'll give you a falls count anywhere and then a DQ match. I'm like,
yeah.
what?
And it's like, the third match will be a 10-minute Iron Man match and the winner gets the X title. Jarrett says, what about me? Bob says, special surprise for you. You're in for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, he's got a match, and the only hint is
you're in for a bumpy ride.
You better lace up your boots.
Yeah, because you're in for a bumpy ride.
So
Yeah.
I don't
And then
know
Jarrett
that one.
says, screw you, and takes the tag titles and leaves.
Oh, it's gonna be Cheeks.
Oh, he's bumpy? Yeah.
He's got that bumpy, dimply ass.
Match length 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Post-match length 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Full segment length 17 minutes and 45 seconds. Yeah, my only thoughts about this was the thought that you had was, what happened? Did Bill Barons poop himself? Like, why isn't he here? No thoughts?
I was very confused about the AJ and Jerry Lynn trying to hit each other thing, because it would clearly look like he was going to hit one person. He would duck and hit the guy, or hit his enemy, but then they would both stand up and double team that guy.
Yeah,
like they weren't trying to hit each other.
Yeah, it was almost like this, like, well, if I could punch him during the match, I could punch him during the match. Like, it didn't, like, if I get my shot in while I'm getting my shots in, then I get, like, it was like this weird, like.
But it wasn't played up enough like that, though.
Yeah, like they weren't trying to kill. Like, if I shoot him and the bullet goes through him and hits you, oh well.
Yeah,
like,
oops, I got too close to you.
I'm not aiming for you, you know. Or in the same sense, it's like if I kick you so hard that your head hits into him, good enough.
And Jarrett is fed up with not getting a title shot, so he just steals the tag titles and runs away like a child. His Bullet Armstrong's chasing him.
Literally chasing him. Yeah, it was comedic.
No, it's mine, get away!
It was comedic, yeah.
Yo, I hope this company shuts down before pay-per-view 10. I really...
You actively hope the company fails.
Yeah. I really... At this point, like, I know it doesn't happen, but I still kind of hope it does.
Oh, I hope they get better writers. Because
They don't
fine
have
with a lot of their
any.
talent. I'm fine with a lot of their talent.
I wouldn't know. I haven't really seen much of their talent.
That's the problem as well.
Dude, it's so baffling. So, there's no other product at this point. It's just the pay-per-views, right? There's no other shows. It's just one pay-per-view every week. And every week, they decide we're going to finish storylines we didn't start. We're going to ignore storylines we did start.
Yeah.
We're going to give you as many non-wrestling matches as we can and do everything we can to minimize the number of workers that we use so that we have the Dupps in 4 different segments. So we have Brian Lawler, who's not even working the show, doing 2 different things or 3 different things. So we have Jeff Jarrett doing 3 different.
I don't know where the incompetency is, but
everywhere.
From you saying that the Dupps aren't going to show back up, so either in between shows they were like, we don't want you back, and they still decided to give them 4 segments, or they gave them 4 segments because they wanted to do something with them, and then they lost them by the next show. I don't know which one it is. They're like, yeah, we're probably not going to use them next show, but we're still going to give them 4 promos. Like,
well, I mean, maybe they knew they weren't going to use them on the next show or ever again. And they're like, let's write them off. Let's give them a real proper send-off.
4 segments of it?
A real proper send-off, yeah.
Man, like, it like, this is just so baffling to me. You're starting a new company from scratch, and presumably they're thinking, like, we're not just going to be some hodunks.
Right. But they are.
Yo, they are doing everything they can to, like, this, it seems like sabotage.
It's like it's the producers. You make more money on a failing wrestling company than you do a winning wrestling company.
Especially when Bill Barons came out, I was like, "This can't be serious,
dude."
It can.
This is
it can.
bad.
Yeah. Show's actually not over yet because we get segment 17 or 15, which is Don does his super pitch.
All right.
I'm not a fan of this happening as
Yeah.
like the end of the show.
No.
Like I would legitimately, if I paid for the pay-per-view, if
And
I
that
got
was
used
the
to this,
end? Yeah.
I would be like, okay, now it's time to turn it off.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not watching that.
So super pitch, Jerry Lynn versus AJ Styles in a 2 out of 3 fall stipulation match. Because the 3 falls are stipulation matches, and then the match is a match. So.
Yeah.
Low Key versus the Spanish announce team in an exact same type of match that we just saw Low Key in this week.
It's the X Division match.
I guess, yeah. Again, they overbooked the card. We get Sonny Siaki versus Jimmy Yang in a 2 out of 3 falls
Holy
match.
Wait, really?
shit.
So we have a 2 out of 3 falls match, and then a gimmick 2 out of 3
They're
falls
announcing
match.
that for next week.
They
They already
announced it.
know they're going to do
already
this.
announced it. Yes, Monty Brown
Idiots.
is also going to fight the Truth for the NWA title match, or for the NWA title. And then also there is some sort of surprise for Jeff Jarrett, presumably in the form of a match. It may be Brian Lawler. That would be really dumb if it was, though.
And then I'm really glad I didn't turn it off for this ending.
Yeah, because then we jump into the back
Oh.
because it's
Wait!
not over.
Take it to the
Yeah,
back!
did you turn it off beforehand?
Yeah.
Yeah, see exactly what Brother Sky was talking about. They fucked themselves.
Yep.
There's more in the back. Jeff Jarrett is still arguing with Bill Behrens over the titles.
It's like 12 seconds.
He tries to leave out the back door that Brian Lawler got pushed out of earlier in the night.
But he was apparently just waiting there all
And
night.
apparently out of the door is good enough. And he comes back through the door, which was partially ajar. So like not being guarded, like he could have walked in at any time. Walks back in and makes Jarrett remember because he chokes him with both his hands, screaming, "I'm gonna kill you! I will kill
Nice
you!"
tight shot of just their faces.
Segment length,
Murder.
3 minutes and 17 seconds. Yeah. The only thoughts that you need to have for this segment are the ones that you don't have, which is they fucked themselves with the super pitch where you bounced out.
Yeah.
You missed this segment. Yeah, they ruined their own show. I don't know why. They were doing great with the whole pre-main, just with this part, with the whole pre-main event super pitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the last match. Well, then get ready for next week because once this is over, that's what you got to think about. Doing that afterwards, I don't want to do that. I want
Yeah.
to turn the show off and be like, well, what a good show that was. I don't want to do a bunch of...
Like everybody knows the final bell rings and
The
the
show's
crowd's
over.
getting up. Show's over.
Yeah. Beat the traffic
Like,
to get out of the parking
yeah.
lot.
Legit, too, because I'm sure you noticed that
Yup.
once the bell rang, he was standing up doing a super pitch and people were just pouring
Yeah,
out.
walking behind
There
him.
was
Yeah.
full waves of humans behind him. You didn't even get the like, let's go stand in front of the camera. They would wave as they walk. Like, good enough. Well, the tape probably caught it. All right, so bell to bell to bell to bell to bell. 44 minutes and 27 seconds on the streaming version. 1 hour, 40 minutes and 20-second long show. Brother Schuyler, though, you had 51 minutes and 35 seconds of wrestling on an hour and 51 minute and 30-second show. So yeah, they're still pretty even there with the wrestling. Hour to not wrestling, hour to wrestling.
This is all so fucking bananas to me.
I know, man. I know.
Like I really can't comprehend because again, all you're doing is the pay-per-view. I don't even understand how you're getting people to show up at an arena.
That's the most amazing part.
And then you put on dog shit like barely wrestling. And then you're like, come back next week and see us again.
And the thing that's weird to me is that, I mean, the woman that grabbed the chair,
Yeah.
that's not a random fan. We've seen her at every show. She
Yeah.
was the one who was like, I got the Ken Shamrock shirt
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Like, she is a front row regular.
Yeah.
So it's like, like she is into this. And there
Yeah.
are other people who are into this. Like, I can't believe it. How little's going on there? They're just happy to get out of the house for $10. Like,
Yeah.
2002, they don't have no internet.
that's
Right?
true. Oof.
Like-
That no internet thing, really.
Yo.
Ooh, that's rough.
No internet.
Remember when you just do crossword puzzles and color all day because you literally had no other options but chop wood?
Woo.
I went outside and played with the hose.
That's why the lawn never grew back in the day. Yeah, show thoughts. I mean, it was a bad show.
Yeah.
It was a bad show.
I feel like what they're building towards is Jarrett winning the title. That's it. I feel like that's what their show is
But
building
I
towards.
feel like they're building like for the next 6 to 8 months. Like it is not a
Yeah.
plan.
But that's what I'm saying. Like everything else
Yeah.
is built to like the next week, and like this is our short little segment. But like the overall show, the company is built every single week. You're screwing me out of the title. I'm gonna eventually get that title. Nothing else has been that consistent.
Yeah, but now it's every like except for the X division, it's been every title. Like he deserves every title now.
Well, no.
But
And then he
also,
bumped-
like,
and then he
new
bumped into Loki last week or this week, so now
Yeah. And new people just show up every week and are like, oh, by the way, Jarrett, like, we're also feuding now.
Yeah.
I just want my title shot. Yeah, but we have to do a thing now, too. But so.
I'm here and I want a title shot. You can't get it. I want to fight you now.
yeah, no, that's that. I mean, like you said, why would you make this? I guess they're building so Jarrett can have a feud with every wrestler. Like you said, why else? Like, what are literally every feud in this company is about race or sex.
Mm,
T N
Literally,
A.
mm.
TNR, tits and race. Yeah, man. Yeah, no. Too much Dups. Too much Brian Lawler. I don't know about you, Delta, because for us, they removed what 11 minutes worth of material, and it was still a long show.
I mean, it was an hour and 40 minutes, so it wasn't, but my
it
God,
felt
it
so
dragged.
long. I can't imagine how it
It was
felt
long
for
for
you.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept seeing the Dups. I just kept seeing them.
All right. So, like, you don't need to at this point, but guess the card. Like, they gave us the whole
Yeah.
card.
It was like 4 or 5 matches.
it's
I don't think there's going to be any other actual wrestling matches.
But you got Lynn versus AJ in the 2 out of 3 stipulation match. Low-key versus the Spanish announced team in a singles elimination match for the title, for the X title. Sonny Siaki versus Jimmy Yang in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Oh my
Molly
God.
Brown versus The Truth in an NWA title match. And then also whatever the surprise is for Jarrett, which is presumably a
A
match.
match, yeah.
And then, I will guess that Jarrett's opponent is one of the legends,
Here-
as sad as that is.
Cheeks.
Here's a question.
It's a double insult.
Dup Cup, gone forever, right?
Hopefully.
Because you can't have the Dup Cup around without the Dups.
Well, and now it's the Tio Cup.
But is it still gonna be a hardcore division? Or are they still gonna any of that?
Like, I don't think they have enough respect for any of the midget wrestlers for them
Yeah.
to follow through with that. So, there was a chance with Bo because he was tall, but no, yeah.
Yeah, it's done, right? We'll probably never see them.
No,
again.
no, and if it's not, then my only guess would be the most logical conclusion of Tio versus Puppet for the Dup Cup.
Yeah,
Hardcore, stealing my screen time.
yeah.
It's all right there. Like that is
Maybe.
the end of everything, right? Who else's head are you going to put in a cotton candy machine? It's going to be one of the little people. That's
Yeah,
ha
yeah.
ha. Someone's going to pick one of them up and just swirl them around, and that'll be like.
All right. Yeah.
And if they don't, then they're just gonna drop it because
Yeah.
that is the perfect platter of this is over, and
That's what TNA does. They
yeah,
just
so
drop
they're
it.
just gonna drop it. Yeah, we have the next card, and the only guess is Jarrett's gonna fight some legend, whether it be a TNA legend or an NWA legend or a wrestling legend or a local legend.
Someone else new will come out and be the authority figure. That's what I predict.
Jeff Jarrett, we will have you fight local legend Sasquatch.
Oh my God. Sasquatch is here.
I thought it was gonna be more like practical, like local legend, like Barry the donkey, the most famous donkey from this town. He was in a commercial. It didn't get aired, but he was in it.
The largest wheel of cheese you
Yeah.
must fight.
You're gonna fight the legend Old Gus. When he was 16, he changed 15 tires in 6 minutes. And you're gonna fight him.
Provided his nurse lets him out of the hospital.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is Old Gus.
Also, the gout is pretty bad. All right, yeah, so that's maybe the card. Old Gus will show up and fight Jeff Jarrett for the diabetes medication that he so desperately needs.
It'll be 2 out of 3 falls.
Oh, if he can make it. He's got to win the first one to make it into the second one, because otherwise his insulin will run out.
He's got to win the insulin in the first match for his second match. Yo,
Insulin on a pole.
it's genius.
All right, yeah, so join us for that if you feel so inclined. If you enjoyed the show, consider giving us some sort of validation in whatever form they allow you to give it. Mostly just share us with your friends. You know what I mean? What do they do?
They still doing the tweeter thing?
Is it tweet thing? Oh, I meant like the crazy one. You know, like write our names on pies and give them to their friends at funerals.
Post a note on a turtle, send it into town.
Write our names on a pie and throw it at the president.
Oh no! Is it a legal thing that it would be illegal for you to do that? So
Is it? It's a pie.
I'm pretty sure assault is assault.
Yeah, I think that guy got fucked up for throwing a shoe.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he was foreign, so
It was a foreign shoe.
it was a foreign shoe. Yeah, it was like Italian or something.
Perverted shoe.
Perverted shoe. Oh, my shoe touched everybody. Nope, my shoe's Italian. All right, why don't we get into like political, like relevant, culturally? All right, come on now. Falling Off Your Love by Kill Paris was the intro music, and for Brother Skylar, and Jay Delta.
Yeah.
Doesn't say that here in the script. Forgot to say it. I am Jimmy Time, and please remember that without the mistakes of others, you'd be forced to endure the pain of failure. Ourselves support the arts. The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.